Let's get just right into the deviled eggs of it.
Dude, I was a deviled egg last week.
Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to another installment of the 5 o'clock reboot. Where are we?
Are going to be starting your week off right. My friends, I have a good one for you today. An absolute good one. Way better than the last one. The last one didn't happen. We're just going to pretend the last one didn't happen. Y'all don't have to pretend. He's not going to pretend. He's not going to let me forget. But I'm going to pretend the last one didn't happen. So that I can sleep at night.
Birds are fake.
Birds are fake.
We made a small error in judgment. This will now mark the second loss for Alex in his competition against Rain.
Came from the bushes, man. This is
Straight
vodka from the bushes. Rain is the vodka from the bushes. Like, if you have followed this show and you've heard us mention a time or two, you know, vodka from the bushes, it's Rain. It's literally Rain. Rain is the vodka from the bushes. Takes my head ass out. So today, it's my turn to buy. So I said, we're going to go with something light. And now upon inspecting the ABV, I lied. Well, for a wine anyway, this is 13%.
Oh my God.
My friends, this is Mark West Pinot Grigio. Or if you're a wine aficionado like myself, it's Mark West Pinot Grigio.
Must be Italian.
An appellation? Appellation. Appellation, California.
The Appalachians ain't in California. They're here in Tennessee, damn it.
But then again, they still call us the Smoky Mountains. In my Tennessee. Anyway.
Can you imagine like, when they legalize pot here? Then it really will be the fucking Smoky Mountains. It's the Smoky Mountains now, but it'll really be the Smoky Mountains then. Jesus.
The fear.
Smoke will smell like skunk.
Smelling rather smoky.
Now, my friend, Derek, I have to let you know, I've had a hellacious kind of a week.
I have as well.
I ain't gonna go too hard tonight.
As you have plans.
Well, I've also been moving today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be moving tomorrow. I didn't finish.
Classic.
Classic Alex move, not finishing. Sounds like... I just about committed a sin. Friends, the opening bottle.
Crispy.
Woo! Dead. Like, seriously, I just wanted to toy with the top a little. And we're banned. I'm just kidding.
God.
Could you?
That's the only thing I was processing through my mind that entire time. I was like, thank God we already got banned. I was like, oh my God, this is going to get rough.
Yeah, I was so glad. Somebody knew.
Get you a whiff there.
Whiff of this? I see. I like Pinot Grigio wine. Ooh,
Very
that is
soft.
That is a good smell. Friends, first one's free.
You almost didn't clink it.
Hold on a minute. She's clink. She's pretty good.
That's a sweet and a bitter. Well, not bitter. Bitter isn't the word. Tart. Tart.
Yeah. Very pleasant. That will also creep up on you if you're not careful.
Wow.
That is stellar.
Trying to understand it.
I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's this issue that I usually have with wine. The issue usually is like for darker wines, it usually tastes like it tastes like butter. This doesn't really have that butter taste. You know what I'm saying?
That's very nice.
Very nice.
So, tell us a little bit about your week.
Well, work. We've been a few people down. I've been having to step in and stay late past few days. And it's not just that, you know what I mean? Like, there's been other stuff going on. I'm not gonna name any names.
But not going to name any names, but A, B, C, and D, man.
These things happened. Yeah, I had to get replacement underwear.
You did make mention of that earlier.
Yeah. I mean, accidents happen. But the issue is, it was a dance belt, right? And I was like, this person has an XY, like, has like a certain size waist, you know. So I went in and I was like, hey, do you have anything like that would cover?
That's worse though.
It is way worse, and I'll tell you why. Because they said, would a dance belt work? I said, sure. I don't know what a dance belt is, by the way. I don't have a clue. And I said, yeah, that'll work totally. And they show it to me, and I'm like, that's a thong. We're gonna do it though. You know, that way I like keep from having to tell them what happened. Right? So I get it, and they're like, do you think they're a size medium? And I was like, oh yeah. And in my head, I was like, I'm gonna have to button these, because they're gonna be like, not button, I'm gonna have to like pin them, because they're like they're gonna be too big. Boy, was I wrong.
Boy, was I wrong.
I toss them at my friend, and they're like, oh my God. They're like, I don't think these are gonna work. Like, what we can pin them if it's not. They're like, no. And they put it on. They put their pants on. And they kind of saddle their way out, like walking. Like they've been riding a horse all day.
Oh no.
And I was like, what's wrong? They're like, it's a little too tight. Oh no. Hurry. I failed you.
Sorry, little
one. Little one. So that's one thing there. I moved all day. I did that. I was moving stuff. Jesse came and helped, which was really fun, trying to see us toss this massive freaking love seat up these stairs. It was insane, man. We were like going step by step at a time. We get it up to the top, and we're like, hey, we've got a dolly. Why don't we just use the dolly? I know why we didn't use the dolly. I didn't have a strap big enough to keep it strapped to the dolly. And eventually we get it in. And, you know, we finally made it. But good Lord, I'm struggling with that. But I will say there's been positives in this week as well.
As there should be.
I have found some jokes that I can tell people work. Like, that genuinely work. Not like across the board, like killing the whole room, but I can get some laughs here and there.
Yeah.
People who are wanting to have a good time.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I actually there's been a new development. The latest dad joke is dropped.
Oh my God, tell me.
For prosperity purposes, this is a joke. Looking at you, TikTok algorithm. So, a non-binary prospector. He found a fortune over them there hills. Gold. I saw that. That's how I officially realized that I'm like the dad of my friend group, because I was cackling at that.
I had to fight to not.
That was hilarious. Yeah, my week has been pretty hellacious as well.
Tell it, brother.
So, talk it. We got a good point. Talk it. So, I have not had a day off for a week. I worked Wednesday of last week, Thanksgiving, Black Friday weekend, and today. I will never, so long as I shall breathe, do that again.
What kind of stuff did y'all do for Black Friday?
We had a whole bunch of deals that people could get their hands on. I work a retail position, selling alcohol.
Oh no.
The amount of anger that was pent up the entire weekend. I got so mad that I cornered both of my managers and I demanded a promotion.
Now, you were mentioning this earlier. I don't think demand is the right word, because I'm pretty sure that you just said you were promoted.
Yeah, basically.
You said, this is my job now.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm not going to talk too much shit about it, but I did say that I was tired of people not doing their job.
Which is fair. I mean, I would be pissed about that.
Yeah. And so I was furious about it. And so I told them, I was like, okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to take this job. Because to be fair, like they were already like considering me for the position from what I understood, just because of my background. But I didn't want it because I will be being paid less to do more.
Yeah.
I won't get tips or anything like that. So I told them I don't want the job. But Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Black Friday weekend were all handled so horribly that I cornered the assistant manager and my manager, and I said, I'm taking this position. And they were like, I thought you didn't want it. I was like, I don't. This is the last thing that I want. But I told you guys, there's only one of two things that's going to happen. I'm going to fix this place or get fired trying. And it's do or die. That's how mad I got. I got so mad that I demanded a promotion.
Oh my gosh, man.
I was just like, I don't want this, but I'm sick of it. And so we dealt with that. I gave customers attitude. I've been cranky like all week and very snippy with people because there is no reason at all why I should be having to deal with people acting the way that they were during Black Friday. No reason. I sell things for a living. Okay? I'm not here to be at your beck and call. I sell things. And so I was telling them, I was giving them straight attitude. And so like whenever we closed. We were done.
It was over.
And so we'd have people like trying to come in last minute. I'm like, sorry guys, we're closed. And I run a very basic ship. It's ask, tell, I'm no longer asking. I say, sorry guys, we're closed. They say, "Oh, did you guys close? What time do you guys close?" I say, "We close at 11." They're like, "You sure we can't go and just get something quick?" I say, "No, we're closing." And they're like, "Come on, man." I'm like, "You had 12 hours to come in here and get something. You had 12 hours, 12 to 13 hours to come in here and get something." No. I said, "You have 12 to 13 hours to come in here, buy what you wanted, and leave." I'm trying to get home.
Yeah.
My coworkers are trying to get home. I don't care if you think I'm being rude. I'm saying it as it is. We want to go home. We've been dealing with you guys all weekend. Come in tomorrow. We open at 10. We will be happy to serve you. And they're like, "Okay."
Yeah, they're like, "Ah, man, this guy's no pushover.
This guy's not a pussy.
You're over here with a fully erect penis being like, no."
Just imagine that in my uniform, just, "No, I want to go home. I have something to do."
Look at my no button and fear. Fucking. They look down, they're just like, "Oh shit, he's finna fuck."
He's bricked up.
Bricked up.
He's bricked up.
That phrase is one of my favorite phrases, but it always like slips my mind.
Bricked up.
Bricked up.
Boy, I'm bricked up right now. I swear to God, boy.
Over here, bricked up on a Monday night.
Yeah, I was not having it. And so I do genuinely try to be nice all the time to customers because, I run the concept, you don't know what kind of day they've had, right?
Right.
And it's not an entertainment job that I used to have, but it's still the same kind of concept. They come here and they have an expectation. Try to meet the expectation because these people are coming here from all around.
Yeah.
All over the country practically. And all they're wanting is to forget about their daily stuff, their bills and things like that. There comes a point where I don't care. There comes a point where I'm just like, I could not give a shit less if your Aunt Dorothy sent you out here to get away from the family drama. I am not here to cater to you. That is not my job. My job is to sell things. The whole customer is always right perspective has been dead for years. And I let people know.
Yeah, I'm glad that like mindset thing there. I'm so glad that kind of fizzled out and died. Like I remember,
not around here. It hasn't.
Well, let me tell you, I saw a sign on one of the fast food places around here that like I frequent, and it said, I think it said something like, "If you don't like the way we do our job," or it's like, "If you don't like the way we do our job, we're hiring. Come in and show us you can do it better." Or something like that. That was posted on the drive-through window, and I said, "You guys fucking go. This is the king of burgers. Absolutely, this is."
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is the point where they are like, even I think everyone knows that everything's gone down the shitter, and it's gone to the point where everyone's just like, "I've had enough."
Yeah.
Like, so at my job, like we all genuinely try to be at least nice to everybody. We try to we do our very best to treat everybody with respect, right? But there comes a time that if someone becomes unruly and we intervene in that and we sound like a bit of an asshole, as long as we're in the right and we're not making a big scene, typically we're okay.
Yeah.
Some people get really belligerent whenever they're in the store. They've been probably drinking over at some of the other stores and stuff like that, and they become very belligerent.
They're telling you that birds are fake and to talk and shit like that.
You fake. But a perfect example of this is our buddy Zach was verbally abused by somebody.
Oh my God. What did they do to my baby boy?
So the incident was, we run tastings all day, and our last call is towards the end of close. And he was completely unaware because he was not on our position. So he didn't know that last call had already been called. And so he sends some guys over and I say, hey, like I'm in the middle of breaking down my position. And so he's like, hey, he sent us over here to do tastings. I was like, sorry, last call was at 10:45. And he's like, well, he said that we can do it. He's starting to give me attitude. I was like, that's not how this works. I'm sorry, but I don't even have all the drinks here. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And so he calls Zach a few choice words. And I look at him, I say, there is no need for that. I was like, you're an adult. There's no need for that. He's like, if you got a problem with it, you meet me outside. I was like, I could lose my job right now. Because that's my buddy Zach.
Yes.
I was heated the whole night after that. It's like, that's my buddy Zach. First off, you don't talk to anyone like that.
Right.
You don't talk to my buddy Zach like that either. And so I was like, I could lose my job. I could lose it right now. I didn't go out there, of course, but.
Yeah, because I mean, then you couldn't demand the promotion.
Exactly. And so what was really funny is that to kind of spite them, there were other people who were wanting to taste. And I was like, what do you guys want? I said it loud enough for him to hear. And I was like, what do you guys want? This is like, what would you like to taste? And they're like, no, man, you're close. And I was like, what do you want? Don't worry about it. What do you want? So they gave a couple tastings. They gave me like a $20 tip. And I was like, see, I'm nice. I'm reasonable.
Yeah. And I'm sure that had they been like kind, you know what I mean? Been like, oh, sorry about all, there's a chance that you could have been swayed because they showed you respect.
I would have likely at least given them a tasting of something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you would have given like the full shebang, but like a lot of people don't get in our society, right? Like we've talked about this at length. A lot of people are brought up and are taught that, people are like, whenever somebody says respect is earned, respect is indeed earned, but a lot of people take that for respect is demanded.
Yeah.
Right? If you demand respect, you will lose respect from people. Yes. You know what I mean? It's like the old saying, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. If you are respectful to someone, there is a greater chance that they will be respectful to you in return.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not respectful to you in return, the gloves are off. You can, then it's like, okay, well, you see, now I no longer respect you because I showed you, I extended my hand forward and you decided to spit in it without shaking my hand. So you're not going to get my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, because if they were at least nice, because what I tell people is like, we're closed, but what are you looking to try? That's usually my follow-up question. And if we have it on the bar, I'll be like, okay, cool. Give me your ID real quick. Knock it out. But no, he was immediately belligerent, started mocking Zach, calling him names. And I was like, you get negative things.
Yeah.
You're going to get this. But
you're going to get an ass whooping.
You're going to get an ass whipping.
Oh my goodness.
But that was a good chunk of my week, being disrespected and treated like genuine human garbage and being so angry that I demanded a promotion. Other than that, not a lot happened to me this week, but excuse me. I did make mention several times now that I am going to a show. Going to my first ever rave.
Really?
I am going to my first ever rave.
Where's it? Where's the rave? What's the rave about? What is? Can you define for me what is a rave?
So a rave is a gathering of people where we will be going to the Grand Rapids, Michigan for a event with an artist called Sullivan King, where one of our guys who works with us. His name's he's a big Radiohead, so he loves EDM music, stuff like that. And he decided to invite us to go to our first ever rave, and that's the big plan. Paid for our tickets, paid for the hotel room. We're going to be going up there Thursday. We're leaving Thursday to go.
Oh shit!
So we're trying to get there ASAP. But we're going up there Thursday. Hopefully, going to get there at least by 6 to kind of go and scout out the area, because we're going to be there for a few days.
Yeah.
So we're going to go check out the area. And then on our way back, we're actually going to be stopping by Indiana. We're going to be going to Muncie to visit my aunt, who has died. Lovely woman. But big things for that, because I've already got my clothes that I'm wearing to the rave. I'm going to look sexy, kind of, sort of. It's I'm going to look as describes it as a fairy, because we're also like one of our other people, her name's, she wants to put glitter on me. I was like, it's a fucking rave, fucking go for it, bud. I was like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to me, I don't give a shit, because this is supposed to be like a big thing, and it'll be my first ever, like, it's not my first ever official rave, but it'll be the first official rave that I've been to that isn't at what I wouldn't consider to be an official rave, because I go to the concourse.
Yeah.
Which still is a venue, and they still have stuff that goes on there. And I did get to see Hyper and stuff like that, but like, it's not what I would have considered like my first rave. This is the big event where they're going to have multiple people there and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to experience that. And also, I'm going on a vacation.
Yeah.
For the first time in like years.
Well, you need this. Like, this will be good for you.
Yeah. Like an official, actual vacation where I don't have to worry about work or trying to keep up with somebody or anything like that. It is just going to be sheer, I'm going, fuck all y'all.
Yeah, it's like literally Derek time.
And that's just it. Like, we're going as a group, but Derek's going for Derek time.
Yes.
Derek don't care what everyone else does. Derek's gonna focus on Derek.
By the sounds of how you were talking about how you're planning on looking, it sounds like Derek's trying to go up there, spend some Derek time, and get some Segsy time.
Derek's gonna come back with his future ex-wife.
He's gonna come back with his future.
I can see you flying around.
The next guest on the pod, and it's just some like cracked out somebody from Michigan.
She's like, yeah,
Derek,
we met at the Grand Rapids, Michigan, and
it's like, oh my god, it's like, Derek, what? Out of all of the people on this earth, why did you bring her? And then she gets up to go to the bathroom, and she's just thick, and I'm like, Derek,
she's just packing. It's like, Derek, why?
Not the only thing she's packing. She's packing her cock and balls, and Derek's like, hey man, she's got everything.
She's got everything. She's a multi-tool.
Oh no.
She's a multi-tool, man. She's good for all the purposes.
My god.
you buddy. You.
You know, I just remembered that I had a question for you. This is a little off topic, though.
Okay.
Derek?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite reindeer?
I mean, it's going to sound just corny, but the way that I grew up, I related to Rudolph the most.
Yeah.
Like the outcast, everyone was like, what the fuck? And now everyone like surrounds me because they realize it actually have some use to me.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, that Rudolph's a pretty popular reindeer. I've been asking some people a lot. You know, Rudolph was especially given a hard time whenever he was young by Olive. You know, like Olive, that reindeer. Think about the song, man. An olive The other reindeer used to laugh and call him names.
Anyway, we're looking for a new host on this podcast.
Hey, but hey, listen, we can't just say that Rudolph was picked on all the time. You wanna know why? Because there was one reindeer that really loved Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their name was Hal.
How?
Hal. Think about the song. And how the reindeer loved him.
I hate you. I hate you sometimes.
It's a good one.
I hate you. Where did you pick that up?
I just listened to the song and it got made it up.
I hate that.
My favorite's just Olive, the other reindeer.
I hate that so much. God. But see, here's the thing, though. I played right into your hand.
You did.
I played right into your hand.
You had no clue.
I hate that. You manipulated me.
I did nothing of the sort.
You manipulated me. I chipped my tooth.
Laughing so hard at that joke, I'm sure.
No.
Oh.
No. My wisdom teeth. I noticed this on accident because I was eating a burger. And then my burger was all of a sudden crunchier than usual.
Ooh. Crunchy burgers.
I was like, what the fuck? And here's what makes me mad. I brush my teeth.
Yes.
Every day.
Absolutely.
Use mouthwash, the whole 9 yards. I know people who don't brush their teeth at all. Their teeth are whiter and straighter than mine.
Doesn't it just piss you off?
That really pisses me off.
You see, that's how, that's kind of what I, that feeling is very similar to me, the feeling, or whenever you watch somebody who, can out-eat you, can eat way more than you.
Yeah, and they're bone skinny.
Well, it's not even just the fact that they're bone skinny, but, they look good.
Yeah.
And they're just, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Are you absolutely, shredding it in the gym? And they're like, no, I just eat, 19 burgers a day and, 72, large orders of French fries. And I'm like, you know what, man? I am getting fatter from the things that you're doing.
I am getting fatter by mitosis of what you're doing. But yeah, no, it makes me so mad. But then it also, last time we recorded, we talked about conspiracy theories. I actually had one about the dentists. Why would 9 out of 10 dentists recommend a toothpaste if we, the consumers, would no longer need to go to the dentist because of them recommending this toothpaste? If it was so great of a toothpaste, why would they recommend it? If you're asking me, I think we should be going for the lower rated toothpaste.
Also, speaking of the dentist, have you ever noticed how they tell you not to pick and scratch your teeth?
Mm.
But the first thing that they do whenever you go to the dentist is they pick and scratch your teeth with a metal hook.
Yeah. And it feels wonderful.
My favorite thing in the it's my favorite thing in the world. The only thing that trumps that is legitimately the only thing that makes me happier than them scraping my teeth with that metal hook is getting curb stomped on the ball sack by a full-grown moose while it's absolutely licking my face.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to have that happen to me. Because I don't have, the sensations that makes my skin crawl. But that right there...
You can feel it. When you talk about it, you feel it.
You can hear it. You are living it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You're giving me the twitches, man.
The twitches. But, I hate it so much because they're just going to town. And they're just trying to make casual conversation. They're not being intimate with you right now.
Yeah, no.
Like they're not gonna kiss you or nothing. They're just like, so, what's your favorite sports team? You're just like, I don't watch sports. There's like, you don't watch sports? What the hell? They start digging the hook into your gum. You're just like, like, sorry, it's bleeding. It's like,
And what's that suction thing? They're like, all right.
the one that they sit at the base of your mouth.
Yeah, the one they're like, hey, just run this all throughout there so you can get all that fluid out. I'm like, why can't I just spit? Why can't I just spit this out?
What's worse than that is whenever they tell you to close your mouth on it, and you feel your entire body getting sucked through this small vacuum.
I genuinely think not only are dentists trying to like ruin our teeth, I also think that dentists are 110% psychopaths, because I honestly think that that's where they get their enjoyment in life. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh yeah, no, I love my job. I get to watch people make absolute dunces of themselves all day. And then on top of that, they give me a fat stack of cash that I sleep on back at home. Yeah,
sleep on.
Some people talk about having a little bit of money tucked under the mattress. No, my mattress is money, because dentists make fat stacks.
Yeah. I'm just constantly thinking about the vacuum, because they'll just be like getting into your teeth and stuff, and they'll be fluoriding it and all that, and then they're just like, all right, close. You go. And you're just like.
Then you look at it too. You're like,
wait, they have you do it?
yeah.
They just do it for me.
They do it for you?
Yeah, they're just like, it's like sitting at the base of my mouth. It's like on a hook, and they'll just put it in my mouth. It's just vibing, there.
I mean, like, they've done that to me in the past, but like I can remember them being like, all right, we're done doing our thing, so you just do that little thing, and they're like move it around so you get everything. I think that they like you a little bit more than they like me, because they hand me that little thing and they're like, yeah, move it around, make sure you get it all. So I'm over here, it's sticking to my tongue, I'm sucking the tongue out of my face, and then I like get back there, it sucks my uvula, and I'm like, oh my god, and then I shove it up my nose. They're like, get your shit up there, yeah, suck that brain out. And I'm like, and they're like, call me daddy, and I'm like, what? And they said, just put it around. I said, okay.
You say what? They say what?
Yeah, they're like, put it in your mouth. I'm like, okay. They're like, make eye contact. I said, what the fuck?
What? Make eye contact. Make eye contact.
Oh my god. I haven't been to the dentist in a minute. I need to go back.
Yeah.
But then again, could you imagine like people who like date a dentist?
Oh, I bet they have the worst life.
Like but
at the same time, their mouth must look great.
Yeah, because the dentist tells them the real shit. They're like, hey, Sensodyne, how 9 out of 10 dentists recommend it? It's because we're trying to make money. Don't do that. Actually, what I want you to do is never brush your teeth again ever in your life. Here, if dentists could be complete dickholes too. Like a dentist could say anything. Just be like, hey, I spent a lot of time in school. Did you know that semen actually whitens your teeth? Yeah, let's give it a try. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it in a cup. It's better if it's like fresh.
Directly from the source.
Dentists probably get away. Like, I'm sure that there's some fucked up dentist out there.
Oh, for
at
sure.
least one. Now, I'm not saying all dentists are fucked up, because I know some really cool dentists.
There's always like at least one or two bad eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Dude, I remember I went to this dentist one time, and he was like a dentist for like kids. And my mom took my brother and I. Now, my brother is 9 years older than me. Right? And I was 10. He was still living at home, and he was like, yeah, I'll try this dentist out. I'll go with you guys. 19 years old. This guy was 19 years old at a kid's dentist. And this dude had TVs on the ceiling.
I know the one you're talking about.
This was the coolest shit. When I was like, oh my god. I was like, this is so cool. Like, there's cartoons.
I was watching Nemo.
Like, there was shit going on the TV, and he was just doing his thing. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Stick that needle in my mouth. Like, hit all four sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit all the shit in my gums.
All of it.
I was like, you could, like, literally rip out my throat if you wanted, and I don't care, because, I mean, I've got fucking whatever the hell's on this. And my brother had the time of his life.
Oh, for sure.
But they told him not to come back because he was too old.
So I remembered how awkward it was for me, because I actually went there whenever I was 18. I went there whenever I was 18 because I'm an adult now. I'm a fully functioning adult. But at the time, I did not know to go to other dentists. So I set up an appointment with them, and they just did like a routine cleaning. They found some cavities, drilled them out, and stuff like that. Even though I brush my teeth every damn day, but I was just like vibing, you know. And I will never forget it because I'm pretty sure it's the same exact one that you guys go to, the one that's nearby the TVA bank.
That's where it was. I only went once.
Yeah,
I don't go there anymore.
They play Nemo, specifically the dentist scene, on repeat in the lobby.
That is so freaking awesome.
That's the funniest. Like the guy's like, ah, just the entire time, I'm just like, what the fuck? What is this? Why are you? And then we get in there, and it's pleasant. It's just nice.
Yeah, it's super awesome. Like, oh man.
And then I took a toy at 18 years old.
Did you
They're
really?
like, yeah, I even asked them too. They're like, all right, that's it. And I was like, that's it?
That wasn't it like 6 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, you mean I don't get to get into that drawer right there and take a toy? They're like, aren't you like 17, 18 years old? I was like, yeah, what of it? It's like, didn't realize that the fun police were in today. Didn't realize that you guys were policing it now. I'm sorry. Do I need to go and get a request from corporate to come back and get a toy from your stupid drawer? And they're like, no, it's fine. It's okay. Just take whatever you want, man. Jeez. I took home a little ring. It's a little plastic ring. I was like, I looked, I was like, fuck yeah. They had like candy in there, but I was like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like we want you to come back.
Yeah, I looked at
it's like literally the worst stuff for your teeth is in that drawer.
I was as a kid, I was like, fuck yeah, candy. But then I looked at it and I realized that there was like a handful of toys and the rest were like sweets. And I looked at them, I was like, I know what you're doing. I reached in, pulled out a ring, and I was like, you'll not catch me this day. And they just like looked at me like, damn it. Shit. Found us out.
Man, my brother was pissed when they told him that he was like a little too old to be going to that dentist. Like they did the shit for him and stuff, and then they were like, yeah, you might want to find another dentist.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was the coolest dentist I've ever been to in my whole life.
Yeah. Everyone else is just like, yeah. Yeah. Crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Big. You're like, ah.
You know, they're over here with the fucking... you see it's like, okay, we got you all ready. We're going to go get the dentist. And he comes in with a DeWalt fucking drill. Fucking...
He does the dad thing.
Hold on, gotta make sure it works.
He's like, please.
He's like, hold on a second.
I hate that so much. There's nothing worse than going to the dentist than whenever I had my first ever physical.
You know, man, I can't wait to hear about your physical.
So, the first ever physical that I ever had, I was 12, 13, 14. So I was developing into a young man. And so they wanted to make sure that the goods were good.
Yeah, I had to make sure that the eggs weren't cracked, you know?
Yeah, and so I'm in the room with my mother. And this doctor, who was decently attractive, she wasn't brash about it. She didn't beat around the bush. So as she was checking my reflexes, my cognitive abilities, stuff like that. And then she was just like putting gloves on. She's like, all right, pull out your penis. I was like,
did she deadass say it like that?
She said, all right, pull out your penis. And I was like, what? She said, take your penis out.
I've been dreaming of this moment my entire life.
I was just like, what? She's like, I need to check your penis. And I like looked at my mom of like, did you just hear what I just heard? And she was like, it's okay. She's a doctor. It's what she does. I was like, I was just like, all right. I was like, my mom's in here. So I was like, she was like, it's fine. I'm your mom. I changed your diaper. I was like, it's a little different now than what it used to be. All right. I was a baby. It's like, I'm a young man.
It's like the size hasn't changed, but like the rest of me has.
Yeah, the
okay,
rest
Mom?
of me has. And so she was like, it's fine, Derek. Just do what she tells you. And I was like, and I'll never forget it. She just kind of like manhandles me, checking out the twig and berries, make sure everything's functional. And she goes, cough. And I was like, what? She said, cough. I was like, she's like, again. She was just manhandling me and demanding things of me. I was like, what the fuck? She's like, cough. I was like, she said, again. She's like, all right, everything's good. And I was like, no kiss?
You know, my first physical, I believe it or not, I did not get my dick checked, like full on checked, until this year.
Really?
Because I went to a physical and my doctor, I don't know what he did, and like I think he was trying to check like blood flow or something. Because the physical that I went to go get it for in high school was for bowling. I had to get a physical for bowling, a sport that requires four steps. 4 steps and a ball that weighs less than 20 pounds. And I had to have a physical. But anyway, so I'm in there, and you know, I was, growing out some things at the time. You know what I mean? Like, because I had never thought about, I hadn't considered fucking shaving or anything like that. I was like, ain't nobody gonna see this. Ever.
Ain't nobody gonna see it.
Ain't nobody gonna see this ever. I'm a pure little boy. And, yeah, no, I was wrong. He's like, all right. He's like, lay down. I was like, okay. I was fully prepared myself mentally to be like, okay, when he says the word, I'm gonna drop my pants. And then he's going to do his thing, right? Because I'd heard about it. My buddy's parents are doctors. Like, I kind of had an idea as to what was going to go down. The guy says, all right, lay down. And I said, oh, I don't think this is the first step. But all right, he's the doctor. So I lay down. He's like, unzip your pants. And I was like, this is a little weird. And I was like, do you need me to, like, pull them down or anything? He was like, no, man, just unzip them. I was like, okay. So I undo my pants, and he, like, presses around for a minute. And he says, you're good. I was like, hell yeah. It's like, I didn't even have to whip it out. This is sick. And he signed off. He was asking me some questions like you do. He's like, he used a lot of really big words, and then he dumbed it down like immediately. He was like, being okay? You pooping okay? You having any issues? But I did have an issue.
Yes.
At this time, I did have an issue. And it's because, okay, so kind of had a rash, right? Very intimate area, because I didn't understand that breathable underwear was an important thing. Yes. So I was like, hey, doc, he was about to like let me go, and I was like, wait, everything's not fine. I lied to you. I have this itch.
This itch.
He was like, you have an itch. He said, where? I said, it's like, where you were pressing a little while ago? I was like, it's around there. He was like, oh, jock itch. And I was like, there's a name for it? Is this a common thing? I was like, so people are just walking around, oh, I've got jock itch. Oh my goodness. It's just a normal thing. I was like, holy shit. He said, but he was like, oh yeah, it's really common right in the beginning. And then he got like serious, like kind of like quiet. And he was like, get Lamisil, the cream, and the powder. He was like, it'll clear it up. He was like, it'll clear it up in like 2 days. I I was like, oh my God. You know what he didn't tell me about the cream and the powder?
That it burns?
He didn't tell me that burnt like a motherfucker.
Oh my God.
He didn't even prepare me. So I went in the bathroom and I was like, all right, and I was like going like for some spray paint and some shit, all right? I went in there and I was like, okay, here we go. And then it all just lit on fire. It's like Satan himself was over here and he was just going, he was playing his fiddle and tap dancing on my groin. Like, it was hurting, and fire flew from his fingertips as he fingered Alex. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I was like, holy shit. Yeah, no. I did a lot of things in that bathroom at my parents' house. That was one of them. So I mentioned that I got my my dick actually checked this year for the first time ever. It was by this little doctor. She's awesome. She legit was like so cool, but she didn't have time for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like I felt like I was an inconvenience to her day, and I felt kind of bad about it. And number one, I was also embarrassed, right? Because I was hurting, right? I was like, my dick hurt. I don't why why does my pee-pee hurt? She was like, do you have any like STDs? Do you need to get checked? I was like, I have been with one partner. I was like, there's not a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing don't even touch the toilet seat in strange houses. You know what I'm saying right now? She was like, well, she was like, I don't like to bring this up, but there's a chance they could have gotten with somebody. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. You know, I was like, this happened after, like, I was dancing a lot in really tight pants. You know, she was like, oh, okay, well, I still think you should get checked. And I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, okay. So she was a little pissed that I wasn't even entertaining that thought, you know what I mean? But I think the reason why she was wanting me to entertain that thought is because somebody from my workplace came in earlier that day with an STD somewhere that there shouldn't be an STD. Yeah. And I didn't know that until after the fact, after I got like squeezed and prodded and poked and shit. Oh my gosh, dude. So how the whole thing went down, I went in there, I get back there. Number one, I go to fill out the paperwork and the lady's like, why are you here? I was like, I have a pain in my balls. And the lady was like, okay. Yeah, that's a normal thing. You know, we'll look at it and stuff. Everything will be fine. Then I wrote down my name on the paper. She said, is this person your mother? And I said, as a matter of fact, yes. How do you know her? She was like, oh, we went to school together. We're friends on Facebook, all this other stuff. I said, well, that's just great.
Wonderful.
I was like, that's absolutely grand. Thank you for letting me know that you're probably going to tell my mother all about this. You know?
Hip be damned. You're about to tell my mom how you touched my cock and balls.
Yeah. So, like, I end up getting back there, and there's this little nurse in these, like, in red scrubs, and it's her second day on the job. Ever. Second day on the job. And, you know, like, they take blood, they're, like, coming and doing all this other stuff. Doctor comes in a rush, and, like, that young nurse is in there, and she's like, oh, good, you're here, I need a chaperone. And she was like, drop your pants. And I was like, oh my God. And, like, so I'm doing this, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just felt so bad. It's this young lady's second day on the job, and she's had to witness so much, man. And, like, so she's over here, like, squeezing on. She's like, let me know when it hurts. I said, it's hurting right now. It hurt before you started. That's why I'm here, you know? She's like, oh, like, how bad does it hurt? I was like, I'd say 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
She was like, oh, God, no, I'll stop. And I was like, thank you.
Hard 7, soft 8. Oh, hard 8.
Yeah, no, that shit was gone. And to top it all off, I had to pee in a cup. Now, I can't pee in front of people. I can't pee if I know that there's someone that knows I'm trying to pee. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the degree of stage fright that I had. And, like, they sent me to this bathroom, and there were these people, like, I could hear them running around outside, like, out the bathroom, and they're talking about all this shit that's going on. I'm like, oh my God. was like, they could definitely hear me peeing right now. I tried everything. I tried like standing up, cup in front of it. No, man, I'm not even comfortable. And then I sat down on the toilet and like with the cup in front of it, and I was like, okay, here we go. I think I'm about to be able to do this. And then I was like, I felt like I was about to shit, and I said, no, I can't shit in this bathroom right now. I can't do it because what if it's stinky? Like what if it's
stinky?
What if it's a bad poop? What if I just unleash unholy diarrhea and they have to check me for more things? Not an option. So I barely pee, put the thing in the cup. First thing that happens, I open the door, I make eye contact with the first person. I haven't seen them at all. And I say, I am so sorry. But I could not pee. And like I end up going back in the room, and this other nurse that like took my blood earlier, she was awesome, right? She's the one that told me that it was the young lady's second day on the job. She's also the one that told me that somebody from my workplace had the clap in the eye. And she was like, yeah, you're actually not the first person to come in with a dick-related problem. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, somebody got chlamydia in their eye from like their boss at your workplace. I said, oh, that's great. I was like, oh, that's great. I don't have the clap. You know, and I think that's why I seriously think they were just trying to put these like fucked up puzzle pieces together is why she was trying so hard. But anyway, you know that nurse second day on the job? I didn't know this, but there are things that they can give you to make you pee. Number one is a catheter. They did not do that to me. Thank God.
Yeah.
But the other thing that they have are these electrolyte popsicles that are orange flavored. So, this young lady, second day on the job, saw somebody with a clap in the eye earlier. Sees a guy come in, you know, from the same workplace. His nuts hurting. Saw my full-on cock and balls. And she's the one who gets to come into my little room and say, here's a popsicle, since you're doing so good. She was like, I hope this popsicle makes you feel better. Eat this. Dangerous to go alone. Eat this. Eat this. And I said, thank you. So I ate this popsicle. It was delicious. One of the best popsicles I've ever had in my life. And all of a sudden, I needed to pee like nobody's fucking business. I had to pee so bad. And I looked at the lady and I said, I'm ready.
It's time.
And I went in there. I was finally able to pee. And she's like, yeah, I think we're going to have to send you to the hospital. And I said, why? What did you see, doc? And she's like, your balls. I was like, what's wrong with them? Are they falling off? And she said, no, we're just going to send you to get an ultrasound. What you need to do. Everyone, I believe every person with a scrotum needs to get their nutsack ultrasounded.
Why?
Because it is one of the most therapeutic experiences.
Stop. Wait a minute. I think we've had this talk.
We have, but I have to have it again because we're here. And there may be somebody here listening who didn't get to hear the talk the first time. So, basically, what they do is they take this nice warm gel and they have you cover your dong and they have you lay your sack out on your legs. So it's literally just your nuts that are exposed. And in my case, it was this very nice lady, very nice young lady, who like squirted the oil on my nuts. And I was like, oh, like this is kind of nice. And then she gets this thing and she gently rubs your sack for like 15 minutes, checking for blood flow and like getting a good look at him and stuff. And she's like looking at this screen. And the best part of this is, at the time she was my girlfriend, my now fiance was in the room watching the whole thing. She got a picture of me. I was so embarrassed in the beginning, but eventually I got comfortable. I think it was about the time she started squirting oil on my nuts. I was like, you know what? We're in this for the long haul. Let's have fun. So I got to have my nuts massaged while I talked about how much this person's job has to suck. Like, seriously, I was like...
Here's the question. Do you have that picture?
She does. I will get you that picture. So I'm sitting there, or laying there, and she's like rubbing. And she's like, "Hey, you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "That's the blood flow in your nuts." I was like, "That's awesome. I'm glad that that's happening."
I'm so glad that is actively happening as we speak.
And whenever I got to the hospital, at first they were talking about like having to like test the power or test the backup generators, which meant they were gonna have to cut power to the whole wing for a while. And I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, "Of course this would happen right now." But then the lady like immediately comes and gets me. I was like, "Oh well, they must have already done it." Sweet. So I'm in there. She's doing her little business, and I'm like, "So, like jazz, shit like that." Because what do you say to someone when they're rubbing your balls? And I was like, "Bet you didn't think you'd be doing that." I was like, "So how long have you been, doing old like radiology?" She was like, "Oh, she was like, I really like my job." And I was like, "Do you?" She was like, "Yeah, I get to see like the babies and all this other stuff." I was like, "Oh, I'd say that's awesome." Bet you didn't think you'd be doing this ever in your life, huh? She was I dead ass said that to her. And she said, "Yeah, no, this isn't my favorite part of the job." And I was like, "Yeah, your job sucks dick." And then the power shuts out.
Oh no.
It goes blackout. And she went, "Oh no." And I said, "Oh shit." I was like, "Are we gonna have to start over?" And she was like, "No, I think everything's fine." I was like, "Okay." So then they sent me home. Yeah. It was wild. You were with me for the next part.
Yeah. Had to go get a shot in his balls.
No, it wasn't in my balls. It was in my butt.
It was in his butt.
First shot in the butt ever. And I didn't think anything was going to be wrong because, like, I started feeling better, right? Because I was like, I shouldn't have went to the doctor. I should have just rested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would have been fine. But the reason I went to the doctor is because I went to the, like safety kind of people at my workplace. And I was like, "Hey, can you look at this for me? Can you look at this?"
Can you check it?
And the guy was like, "No, I can't tell you." He's like, "I can't look at that." I was like, "I can't actually help you." He said, "But I think you should go to the doctor." And I said, "Really?" He said, "And I'll tell you why. Because whenever my son was young, we were playing, like, kind of wrestling around, and I felt like I noticed that one of his lymph nodes were swollen, and he had cancer." And I said, "You want to know something? That is exactly what you want to say to somebody whenever they have any kind of an ailment."
Yeah. Any kind of fear whatsoever. Thank you so much, sir.
Because I almost shat my pants so hard that I lifted off the ground to the doctor's office. He scared the fuck out of me. I was like, I'm about to lose both of my nuts. I was like, I'm about to be a eunuch.
My legacy ends here.
I was like, "Yeah, this is fantastic, doc. Thanks. Where do I pay?"
Cut your balls off. That'll be $1,200.
But yeah, no, I thought things were I thought things were all better, and they were just going to be like, "Hey, you may not know this, but your nuts, best nuts of the year." Like, I thought they were going to give me an award, That's why I put it on speakerphone for you and Joseph and Madison to hear. We were in McDonald's because I was going to help him move a couch. We were in a McDonald's parking lot, and I get a call. And they're like, "Hey, this is the doctor from the urgent care." I said, "Oh, sweet." Speakerphone. Get a load of this, guys. I got perfect nuts. "So we think that you have some kind of infection. We don't really know, but what we're going to do is we're going to give you an antibiotic." And I was like, "Okay, an antibiotic's nice. And we're going to have you come by here because we're going to give you a shot." And I said, "Okay. Are the antibiotics going to work?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Then I don't really need that shot, right?" She was like, "No. The shot's your first dose of the antibiotic." Now, my friend, here I am trying to wuss out of a shot. On the phone with this doctor. I know what the best part about this is? I'm wearing Batman underwear. I'm wearing Batman boxers that say no around the waistband. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I'm going to have to go over here, drop my pants. And they're going to say, "Didn't you try to puss out of the shot?" And I'm going to say, "Yeah." And I'm going to drop it. And they're going to say, Batman underwear? You're a child. That was the worst shot. That was the worst shot. That was the reason I thought of this story is because that was a shot that's worse than the shot I get at the dentist. When they like shoot your gums?
Yeah.
Because like that pinches, right? You feel the pressure and you're like, that kind of hurts. But then, like, it's fine. Like, it's not unbearable. That, she shoved a wine bottle in the side of my ass and let it slowly pour in. You know what I mean? She was like, this is going to hurt pretty bad.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Doctors are always like, oh, yeah, no, it's not bad. Just a quick. She said, no, this one actually kind of takes a minute, and it's going to hurt, so just get ready. I was like, great.
This is what I need.
This is nice. And there it was. There was my, what was it, 20 minute fucking rant about getting my
about being at the doctor. I've actually have been pretty fortunate in terms of my health, to my knowledge. Never had any issues with that. I mean, I had a cyst on my nut once.
You had a cyst on your what?
My nut.
Did they feel around for it?
No, I got rid of it myself.
Was it on the? It was on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, how did you know you had a cyst on the inside?
No, it was on the outside. So, we're dudes. Sometimes dudes will just get in there and just manhandle their giblets.
It happens, man.
It's just something. It's a comfort thing. It's just something that we do on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, like God knew that us men get bored pretty quick, so He gave us a toy to play with.
Exactly. And so I was just kind of fiddling around with it, and I felt a lump. I was like, "That's new.
Ooh,
that's weird." So I was like, "What the fuck?"
Lumpy nuts.
Lumpy nuts. And so I was like, "What the hell? Like, what's going on with this?"
Nutty
so, like,
lumpkins.
I'm feeling it around, and I apply a bit of pressure onto it, like trying to figure out what it is, and it was like solid. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "That." Wait, as a kid, I was my own doctor.
Yeah,
I knew my body better than anyone else, and my brain said, "That's not supposed to be there. Get it out." So I just squeezed it and popped it.
Ow. Fuck.
It was just like, that doesn't belong there. It's like,
did it like hurt?
It hurt, but I was just like, my brain was in, that's not supposed to be here. Get rid of it right now. Could be cancer, might die. Get rid of it. So my first instinct was, it's just pop it. And the only thing that was worse than that is, I still have it too. I have 2 ingrown toenails.
Ooh.
But here's the thing. The worst thing that ever happened to me with that is that the doctors like shoved needles into my feet to try to remove the excess pus and things like that.
That's enough of that.
And stuff. Yeah. And stuff like that. And I was just like, this sucks. I don't want to go through that anymore. So I became my own doctor and somehow corrected the trajectory of my toenail. And it has not been a problem since.
Everyone who's listening, I apologize for the things that I'm about to say. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, and especially get that ooh thing that you just did where you're talking about shoving needles in your feet.
You literally just talked about someone manhandling your cock and balls. I think they'll be okay.
But you see, someone like squeezing on your nuts a little bit is different. Remember how we were talking about like the picking and how you go, the fucking the twitch? What I'm about to tell you will give you the twitch, bro. You want to know who was my foot doctor whenever I was younger?
Who?
My mother.
Oh God.
And my brother had ingrown toenails, and I wasn't always the best about keeping up with my toes when I was younger. And I was like, "Mom, my foot, like my toes, like really hurting." I was like, "What should I do?" She was like, "Let me see it." She was like, "Oh shit." She was like, "This is what happens when you don't keep up with yourself." She was like, "This is why you need to do your shit." And I was like, "Oh God." She was like, "I'll help you." She was like, called my brother over. She said, "Justin," I said, "get a knife." I said, "Are you going to cut my toe off, Mom?" She said, "No." So she has me like clip it, and then she's like trying to dig it out with the knife. The knife's not working. So she goes and gets a pair of scissors and opens them up and is like running it in the side of my like toenail. Oh my God, dude, that hurts so. There she went.
Whoop. It just couldn't take it. Just fainted at the thought of
For real, I'll get it. But dude, it hurt so bad.
From where we're sitting, we are white as fuck.
No.
Has it been like that this whole time?
Yeah.
Let me make sure that we're not just neon whiting it.
But yeah, man, that was, oh my God. I mean, she took care of it. Like, she took care of it. She helped out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my mom was doing that thing that moms do, which is taking care, trying her best. Like, I've got a killer mom. Is it because I talked about someone squeezing on my balls? We didn't get banned till we hit the floor. I'm starting to think that it's not someone reporting us. I think it's just TikTok doesn't like us because we're spreading the truth about dentists. They can't hang with it, man. I don't know if y'all could hear what he just said, but he said they can't hang with the cock and balls. Get it? Because balls hang. You know, I had a really fun idea, and I kind of want to do it next week. I just got to get the thing to bring in.
Speaking of balls, I had a tick up my balls once. As a kid.
I had chiggers.
That's dramatically worse. But
yeah, I'll never take a piss in high grass again.
Yeah. So my nightmare happened. Whenever I was a kid, I played in the woods. I was a country kid growing up.
Yeah.
Like I had a deathly southern accent. I was a young Alex through and through.
Oh my God.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, and all. Swear to God. Do you not know that?
I've seen a picture of you as a kid. Yes.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Interlude on the story.
All right. Hold on a second. Okay. He's searching through the family photo album.
Searching through this the other day, and I got really depressed because there were certain photos in there.
Oh.
They are now in the trash. Let's see here. Oop.
No, I had a story prepared beforehand, and I forgot what the story was.
That's me.
There he is.
If I remember, I'll take pictures and put it on. But yes, I was in fact a blonde hair, blue-eyed child with a buck tooth. Yeah, that was knuckin' futz as a kid to have blonde hair and blue eyes. I was platinum blonde, my guy. Platinum blonde. That's in 1999.
That's the year that I was born.
Huh?
That's the year that I was born.
I was a cognizant human by the time you were born. But I couldn't have been older than like 8. I was like somewhere in that younger generation area. Playing through the woods, fucking around, all that jazz. I come back and I noticed some mild discomfort in the nether regions. And so the one figure that I had was like my mom. And so I walked up to my mom. I was like, Mom, my stuff. We called it our stuff.
My stuff.
My stuff.
I mean, that sounds right by right.
Yeah, I said, my stuff hurts. And so she was like, what? I was like, my stuff. It hurts. She's like, okay, take them off. And so I did. I was a child, I had no concept of it at the time, so I just took it off. And she looked and she goes, "Oh my God." I was like, what? Like, I was freaking the fuck out. And she's like, "You have a tick on your stuff." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "There's a bug on you." And I was freaking the fuck out because a bug, but there's only one way that we knew how to remove it, with tweezers. And so, like, take every movie that you've ever seen where someone is being put through torture, where they're trying to like fight against their attacker and they're being held down. Yeah, that was me for like 30 minutes. My older brother had to hold me down because I was overpowering my mother from sheer adrenaline and fear. So my older brother had to pin me down. She was pinning my legs down, and they had to get the tweezers to pull the tick off my balls. That was the genuine fear of a child who had just found out that there was a bug on his balls.
You know, the getting pinned down, that very much reminds me, very, very much reminds me of losing my first tooth. I'm not kidding. Just kind of bringing her full circle here.
How did we lose our tooth here?
How did we lose our tooth? Well, it was my first tooth ever. I was 5 years old. And, hold on one second. And I was like super afraid. Like, I was afraid it was going to like hurt like really bad because they were like, "Yeah, it's going to bleed." And I was like, "Oh God." I was like,
Blood.
When things bleed, they hurt bad.
Nothing makes me bleed my own blood.
So like I was very scared, right? And like the tooth was like very, very loose. And my mom was like, "Come here, I'll pull it out." And I was like, "Is it gonna bleed?" She said, "A little bit." And I was like, "I don't want you to touch it." I was like, I don't want to bleed. She was like, "Don't worry. It's not gonna hurt. It's not even gonna hurt. It's literally not even gonna hurt." She was like, you know, I said, "You said it's gonna bleed. If it's gonna bleed, it's gonna hurt." You know, that's the kind of shit that I was spouting. And like after pleading like for a few minutes, she said, like, she sits down in the living room. She says, "Alex," she says, "come over here." I said, "Mm-mm." I said, "No." She said, "I'm not gonna touch it. I just want to look at it." She said, "I just want to look at it. That's all I want to do. Can you show it to me? I just want to look at it." I said, "Okay. All right." So I go over there. I walk over to my mother. And she decided to do this thing. She pulled the oldest trick in the book. I fell for the oldest trick in the book. She lied to me. She did not want to just look at it. As soon as I get over there and open my mouth, she grabs me and gets me in a headlock because like I was trying to get away. She gets me in a headlock and is like fighting and like yanks my tooth.
Oh my God.
And she was like, "See? That didn't hurt." And I was like, "You're a wizard."
You're a wizard.
"That in fact did not hurt."
Oh my God.
"You just broke my neck, but my tooth does not hurt."
And my balls dropped.
But no, that was that. I don't have like hardcore like super duper memories. I just remember. I remember her sitting there and being like, "I just want to look at it." I don't remember like the tussle, but she's told me about the tussle plenty.
Your child mind probably blocked it out from trauma.
I guess.
Your mother lied to you, and she was like,
Yeah, I remember. I'll tell you one of the things that I do remember. I remember getting my comeuppance about something, like speaking about childhood things like that you remember. Isn't it weird the things that like stay in here that you remember very vividly?
Well, I was actually about to bring it full circle.
Bring it full circle, big guy. We can talk about that other next time.
So, speaking of people getting their teeth yanked, as I was growing up, my teeth, obviously, you lose your teeth. But I've got a tooth, but I also have a dentist appointment.
Oh, that's one of their favorite things to do, man.
Yes. So I go to the dentist, and It is none other than the dentist office that we were just talking about. And they were like, yeah, we got to get rid of the rest of these teeth that are coming loose. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, we just got to get rid of them because they were all loose and there were teeth growing in. So they're like, we have to get rid of these now. And so I'm like, okay. So they hopped me up on laughing gas. They fucking hook me up, my guy.
You could sign me up for the military on laughing gas, dude. And I'd be like,
but they do that. They inject me and everything like that. And my memory, the only memory that I remember from that entire event is him being like, okay, this isn't going to hurt. Everything's going to be fine. Ready? 1. No, 1, 2, 3. 1. And he holds it out and he goes, look. And I go, wow. And then he puts it down and gets the rest of them out. He was just like, 1. And I'm like, wow. And he's like, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I was like, just a dumbfounded.
It's like a fucking Sesame Street episode, like Sesame Street thing where they're like teaching a kid to count. You know what I mean? It's just like 1. It's just this bloody tooth. It's don't hug me. Don't hug me. I'm scared. Man, we've been at this for a minute now.
Yes, we have.
You know, I barely drank. But I'm okay with that tonight.
Yeah, he's got a mission.
I do have a mission, but I will take another swig here in a second because Derek.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where does Mark West Pinot Grigio lie on your clock?
Hmm. 455.
Yeah? You think? As you down a quarter of the bottle in a single go?
I'll take that back. I'll give it a 5.
Honest to God, a 5.
Because I could chug that.
Oh, yeah.
And there was not a problem.
Yeah, like that.
I was giving it a 455 because it's got that slight amount of bitter to it. But like, let's be honest here. That's not a problem.
Yeah, that bitter that we talked about before, with this, I genuinely think that it like adds to the character.
It's pleasant.
Yeah.
It's not like a kind of bitter. It's actually like a good bitter tartness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I may have just given myself hiccups.
You also gave yourself a fucking rush like nobody's business here in about 10 minutes.
We're going to get blasted last minute. Just,
Yeah, you're going to be over here. Where's this line? Alex, talk it.
Talk it. Birds are fake, you fake.
You're going to be over here. You fucking...
God, that will never see the light of day.
Thank God. Thank you.
Oh God.
Oh,
But if I was a terrible person.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank God for good character. not to stroke my own dick or nothing, but thank God for good character.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're such a good somebody. But then again, I think it's the fact that you're such a good buddy that we're like such good friends.
We're simpatico.
No, like legit, like, because I don't think that this podcast would have kept going past like 3 or 4 episodes if you weren't like,
Let alone a year.
Yeah, if you weren't the guy that you are. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but as you can see, I get a little wild sometimes.
Every once in a while. But yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing about it is that we just click. And that's the great thing. I also need to get a fucking girlfriend so that we can go on double dates together. But you
do whatever you want to do about that. I mean, you're always welcome to hang out.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to third wheel it.
It ain't, bro. Like,
let me get a harem going. Let me bring like 5 or 6 girls over. Then we can go hang out.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna be like, darling, get to the china. The guests are coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just gonna be a bunch of little shot glasses. Your Wilson, the Sugarlands one, just all the other little shot glasses.
Well,
bring the fine china.
Well, I have a dining table now.
What?
I have a dining table.
Dude, he's over here living now.
I'm about to have a washer and dryer. Yeah, man. If you ever want to do a load of laundry, you're welcome to drop by.
When will it be installed?
Let's see here. I'm getting it delivered on the 9th.
Not soon enough.
Sorry.
But I will have to take you up on that offer. We can actually do gaming stuff while I do laundry. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, we could record some pretty epic gaming content too.
Yes, we need to get back on that, and you
need to learn how to do the shit.
You need to learn how to premiere.
You need to learn how to premiere good.
Yes.
Because like every time I played with it, I would delete it and have to start over.
I did tell you how to fix that.
Yes.
Control Z.
Yes.
But yes, because we have some gaming content that you gotta work on, because we've not uploaded in
a long time.
Months.
Yes. I'm actually, believe it or not, though, after this next month, I'm about to have a fuck mothering ton of time.
Which I also want to try to get into getting you off your Xbox and into a computer.
Which I may be able to start doing. I may be able to start saving up and building. I'm loving these plans, sir.
These are some good plans.
Very good plans.
I also have a plan for the future for building, because there's so many games. If I could just have the PC that I want, I could do that. I could play and record gameplay because I have that card now.
Yeah.
All I need is a good PC for it. I need a sleeper is what I need. Something small, compact that I can use to record and stream with. But that's not now. That's way later. But
yeah.
Alex. Yeah. I gotta ask you. Where does Northwest Pinot Vintage 2018 lie on the clock for you?
Well,
aerate it. Laugh it up. Let it breathe. Breathe it. Taste it. Smell it. Suckle it. Processing data.
I too am going to give this a 5. Because that is a very delicious. The flavor is remarkable. And like I said before, this is a pretty stout wine.
It's very stout.
Usually with a stout wine, like you get this like kind of cotton mouth with it. And I just took a couple hefty sips, but I have my water over there and I've not even thought about it. Not even thought once about being like, God, I need that to like wet my whistle. But this is, it's actually a refreshing wine. And like I was saying about the flavor, it obviously is very fruity. You know what I mean? Like you get that, like, I feel like I'm eating a tart grape.
Yes.
Like that's what I take. That's what I taste.
It's very full.
Yeah,
and it's not as dry as you thought it would be.
Right. Which, I mean, Pinot Grigio isn't usually like a dry wine anyway. They're usually very sweet. This isn't overly sweet, which is something that I do appreciate. Hold on a second so I can talk to you all. It's not overly sweet, but I feel like it's just found that perfect balance.
It's a solid drink.
It is a very solid wine. It's better than a lot of the wines that. It's better than a lot of the wines that I've tasted in the past. Better than some of the wines that we've tasted on this show.
Yes.
If I were to put this next to that Stella Rosa Black, though, I don't know which would win. Sounds like another Versus episode one day.
Perhaps.
But not this day. Yeah, for real. A 5 is a very good place for this. If you enjoy wine and you enjoy like sweet wines without them being like too sweet, if you're looking to get drunk, this would get you drunk. If I were to drink as much as you drank, I would be feeling pretty good.
That shotgunning was not a good idea.
Yeah, is it starting to kick in?
Yeah.
Yeah. But for real, I highly recommend this to anyone who enjoys wine. So yeah, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock from both of the 5 o'clockers.
5 o'clockers.
Yeah, the 5 o'clockers.
Beep.
Now, Derek, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
Well, making what I could possibly see as a mistake. I'm currently on an escalator, but the escalator is at max speed, going as fast as possible, going so fast, in fact, that I brace against the arm that you sit on for it to go up. You can see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And as I'm gripping onto it with every might of my strength to keep my bearings, my clothes are getting caught. And they're ripping off of me as we go. I don't know about you, man, but by the time I reach the top of those escalators, I may very well be zooted butt naked.
Oh my gosh. That's a very, very good, accurate description for what I would assume you're feeling right now, because you drank a lot of that wine very fast.
Going very quickly, man. I was like, we're fine. Ooh.
See, and I feel like that's another thing that adds to, and I don't want to like kind of build on what you've told me here, but like that's another thing that has to add to that clock. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's not just a slather and drunk. This is a very feel good, happy drunk.
Yes. It gets you, because there's like buzzing, the point where you want to be, where you're still cognizant, but you're feeling good. Then there's zooted butt naked. And there's thrash trash and ready to get bashed. And then there's dead.
Yeah,
we don't want to go there.
Then there's where I was last week.
and then there's dead.
Yeah, they're neck and neck there.
Yeah,
but,
very close.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons why, like, I mean, obviously I'm not feeling anything, but you know, that's why one of the reasons I was like, I know for a fact, and being able to like see how it's affecting you is really helpful.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to get another bottle of this for the house one day.
Absolutely. But Alex.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask.
Huh?
What are you wearing?
Well, for real, like I did just say, I'm not feeling anything from the wine, due to the negligible amount that I've partaken. But as far as clothing wise, I am fully clothed, but I'm pretty happy about it for where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm in a very intense, like, public setting. Nothing serious. Like, I'm just out chilling with a lot of the friends, going bowling. You know what I mean?
Bowling.
Like
after your physical.
I'm out here bowling after not getting my nuts squeezed. Thanks, Doc. And I'm having a good time. I'm fully clothed but content. Like that.
Fully clothed and content. Well, I mean, that's better than what most of the drinks have done, where you're fully clothed and you're just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, because like for a lot of the other drinks that like we've had where like we don't feel anything, it's either because they taste bad and we don't want to drink them, or we drank them, but they're just not fun.
They're not stout enough.
Yeah.
So, ooh, I'm pretty excited for my next pick.
Yeah, I have one more week.
You have one more week. I have been telling people that I have been agonizing over this.
And if you want to split it up and do yours next week, we can.
I'll wait. Because this one is going to be huge.
Hope it doesn't come from the bushes. That's all I'm going to say.
It might.
I will be fully prepared to crash here.
Yep. But, because it is a vodka.
Yep.
But damn, am I excited.
I'm proud of you for your abstinence.
I have been like a monk looking at a stripper. Just, dear Buddha, please help me now. I've been staring at it constantly, and I have that thing over there. I won't say what it is now, but we'll talk about it after we end. But I've been looking at it too as I'm editing, as I'm doing anything on my computer. I'm like, damn, it is in the freezer as we speak. I want to take a sip, but I'm just like, no, Derek, don't do it. It's for the pod. I'm like, I know, Derek, it's for the pod, but one sip couldn't hurt. But I'm like, yes, it could. It could taint the entire experience, because what if you hate it? Everyone needs to know your genuine reaction.
Yes.
But I'm also hoping that by the time that we get to that, my next drink will be released to the public for public consumers to obtain.
Okay.
And I have been watching it like a hawk. Very attentive. And it'll be a mainstay at the place that I intend to get it.
I am excited to hear more about it. But not too early for y'all. Listen, this is where we get to plan out so y'all have the best experiences.
Yes. But with that, guys, gals, non-binary pals, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, comment down below, like the video, let us know how we're doing. Join the Discord, talk to us, let us know what we're doing. Give us drink ideas, which we will start doing sometime soon by my own efforts or by your efforts.
I feel like we need to come together to obtain all the supplies for these drinks, because y'all, I really appreciate y'all sending in these drink ideas. I'm sorry that we haven't got to them yet. We just they're involved, you know, like the drinks, obviously they're recommended. So, but a lot of things that are recommended, like a good casserole, has a lot of ingredients, and we just gotta sack up and get all the ingredients.
Yeah. I have a lot of plans for that in the future. I honestly, like, I keep looking at them and I'm like, this one's going to be awful, but I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these are going to be really fun. Now, obviously, if it's like a liquid marijuana or a Long Island or anything like that, like, we're not going to do that unless we want to, because those are going to be good. I know they're going to be good, but I want to give the try of what people have been suggesting in the Discord, which you can join. Make sure that you join. Let us know how we're doing. Like I said, talk to us. We will reach out to you. We'll contact you. We'll take care of you.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. But also, follow the Instagram. We don't do anything on it, but hey, you'll be there if we start.
Yeah.
Check out the merch. We got a couple things on there now. It's really great. We wear the shirts all the time. They're great. And they're funny. And I still need to work on getting the rest of the shirts made. I just have no motivation. Not gonna lie. But eventually, I'll find the motivation. Bone and waffle is the biggest thing that I've been talking about.
Seriously?
It's been the biggest thing that it's been weighing on my brain constantly. And I'm just like, you know who needs that shirt? Shannon.
I would get Shannon the bone and waffle shirt.
Exactly. So, with that, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, with all that being said, we'll be catching you in the next video.